What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Score Fantasy Basketball Podcast. This video, I am going to show you how to create a redraft league using the Yahoo Fantasy Basketball platform. Before we get started, hit the like button so you can see more videos like this on fantasy basketball and subscribe for more. Let's jump right into it, guys. I always use Yahoo for to host my fantasy basketball league. So let's just get right into it. You'll log into your Yahoo and go and click on sports, fantasy sports, and then you'll go to obviously fantasy basketball. Let's click create a league. And what are we going to call a league? Because you know you need to name your league. Get a fly, fancy name, but I'm going to just name it Test League. And then you get to determine the league type, and you can do head to head. That's daily points, head to head, weekly points, head to head categories, and you can select the categories you want. You can do also head to head, one win. I personally, we do head to head points, and we're pretty much adding those points daily for a total for the week. So it's fun, and that's what we're gonna do. Head to head points, and you can determine who's going to be able to invite people. So different options: commissioner only, or you can let your managers. Sometimes you're gonna set it to commissioner only because you don't want people sending out the link to people you may not want in your leagues, especially if it's a money league. And then you determine the type of draft. You can do a live standard draft, and that is where you pick a player in each round of your online draft. It's just like the pros, yes. Live salary cap draft. Ooh, that is fun. I did one of those earlier this year for baseball. It was actually fun. You get to bid fake dollars on real players in an online salary cap draft, auto draft. Take it easy and let us draft the teams in your league for you. No, we don't want the computer to draft our entire league. I think everyone will say that the draft is one of the funnest parts of playing any type of fantasy sports. Okay, offline draft, and I heard those are pretty fun too. Draft offline and submit the results online. It's I heard that that's really fun. I may consider that. And we're gonna do standard draft date. So let's say our draft date is on the 18th, and then you'll select the draft time. Let's just do it 2 p.m. And what I would recommend, and when you are determining your draft date and time, you kind of want to get a feel for the league and kind of consult with them, because you don't just want to set a time and then half of the league isn't available to attend that draft. You want, if not 100%, participation or close to it. So right now, before we customize any settings, let's just finish, and then we'll go in and I'll show you how to customize settings. Then I may show you a few more things here. So again, this is test league. In order to draft, 4 teams are required. And so you have the option to copy and share your link with the league, email it to whoever you want to join your league, or you can invite friends from other Yahoo leagues. What I normally do is some people prefer me to copy the link and text it to them or send it to them on Facebook. I have a group on Facebook, and what I normally do is I will create a post, and I would put the link in that post, and then the people who want to join, they will join. It's whatever is going to be comfortable for the commissioner and the individual who is looking to join the league. Okay, so let's look what you have here. You have obviously league, and you get overview, team stats, message board. You want to see messages will be there. Commissioner can put messenger. Anyone in the league can email league if you want. Managers, this will be where you will see all of the managers in the league. You have the rosters, transactions, trading block, record book, dues, and oops, I'm sorry about that. Settings. Let's scroll down. Come on. settings. And then my team, that will be my team and the different things that I can do with my team. So if you want to click, you can just click on it and it'll go to your team, or you'll see the different things you can go to. You'll see your roster, the players that you include on your watch list, team log, edit team info. That can include like whatever your team profile pick is or the name of your team. And then my player notes, matchups. That's where you will see the different matchups each week. So like it'll be my team versus whoever I'm playing, and then you'll see players. This is just all information on players. You'll see player lists, league leaders, injury reports, player notes, player props. That is new. I'm going to click on that in a second. NBA roster changes, can't cut lists. It's players that you draft and you cannot release them at all. And those are normally like your top picks. And then stat corrections. That's any stats that have been corrected for any given game on a player. It happens. Let's click on player props because that is new. And let's see what it says. What are player props? Ooh, let's see what this is. Yahoo trying to step their game up. Okay. Very interesting. This looks like it has something to do with, let's start with the basics. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend even going there. So let's go on back to where we going back to and get back to the league. But that's something new. We're not gonna concern ourselves with that. We're gonna stick to our team, and let's go back into it and let's actually build our team. Let's our league transactions. You got the trading block, record book, all that same stuff that you was able to see earlier. So at the top, if you want, you can do like mock drafts. You can set your pre-draft rankings. You can do that all before you have your league draft. Commissioners, that's what we'll be going into. So let's click on commissioners. And in here, you'll be able to do so many different things in regards to league settings, rosters and scoring, schedules and playoffs, draft and keepers. If you want to say you want to change this into a keeper league, you can determine how many keepers are for each team in that league. Also with the draft, you get to determine the draft type, date, time, and all of that good stuff. And then manage other owners. You can go in here. You can remove, ban managers. You can do a bunch. You can add a league logo if you like. Also up here, keep in mind, let's go back out. Let's click back on league. Other areas where you can adjust some of the settings in the Yahoo fantasy basketball platform. Right here, you'll see settings right here. You can go and update certain settings. So let's click edit. And it's just the basics. You'll be able to go here and update. So auto renew the league. If you want your league to be auto renewed every year, you can select yes or no. We're going to do no. You invite permissions. We already set that commissioner only. And then you can determine how many teams you want in your league. You can get up to 20. We generally do between 10 and 12. And then live draft pick time, you can go from 15 seconds up to 2 minutes. I do not recommend going up to 2 minutes because some people will really, really take the full 2 minutes. But if you want, you can. We'll try to stick between 45 seconds and 1 minute. So I'll put 1 minute. We're going to keep it with the head-to-head points. Maximum player acquisitions for the entire season. Some leagues like to do it. We generally don't, but you can do up to 150, or you can say no maximum and then no player acquisitions allowed, which is obviously not a good thing. You'll run everyone out of your league. So don't do it, guys. Don't do it. Maximum trades for entire season. We're going to do no maximum because we want everyone to engage in trading. You can do no trades if you choose to, which will run everyone out of your league. So don't do it. And then you can do up to 40. So what we generally do is no maximum. And then you can determine your trade deadline. You can do it all the way up to March 17th of 2022. We'll leave it there. Allow draft pick trades. If it's a dynasty league, yes, but no, and there's no dynasty league on here, so we're going to do no. And time players are on waivers. You can select no waivers up to 7 days. let's say one day. We'll just do that. And then you can determine the waiver priority. And there's a few different options you'll have. As you can see, continue rolling list. That's waivers. Waiver claims are processed in waiver priority order, and each successful claim moves a manager to the end of the waiver priority list. So, like, say I have first priority, and I have the number one. I'm number one, so I pick up, um, say, LeBron James, which we know he's not going to be free, but for this example, I pick up LeBron James. After I pick him up from, I put my claim in, I'm successful, I pick him up, then I will move to the end. So say if it's a league with 12 teams, so I go from first and I pick that player up, and now I am 12th, I am last. That's pretty much how that goes. Or you can do the FAB with continuing rolling lists with the tiebreaker. So that is pretty much, let's see, we actually use that for our fantasy football. In a free agent budgets waiver system, each manager receives a dollar amount to place blind offers on waive players throughout the season. The manager with the highest offer for a player at the end of the waiver period claims that player. Pretty much that's what, and you lose that money. So if I say I put a claim in of $20 for LeBron James and I'm successful, that $20 will be deducted from my bucks, my money. So we're gonna leave it like that. Waiver mode, we'll leave it. You can do continuous, standard. I recommend just leaving it as standard. Can't cut list, we'll stick with Yahoo, or none, we'll just keep it with Yahoo. Trades reviewed by, some people like to do commissioner. I've never been in a league where it was none, or some like to do the league votes. So you can either do either or. So we'll leave it at commissioner right now. And in time to protest pending trades, to give you 2 days. After draft, make all unrostered players will follow waiver rules, or you can make them free agents, so that when you make them free agents, they are immediately available for pickup as soon as the draft ends. If not, then you'll go with your waiver period, and here it's 1 day, so they would be available 1 day after your draft. Add injured players directly to an injury slot. I would say this is good for if you have players who are injured, not for players coming out of free agency. So, but we'll do no. Make league publicly viewable, I say no. Send unjoined players email reminders. Yes, that is for people who you email the invites to. If they haven't joined, they'll receive that reminder, as you can see. Let's see how often. Yeah, so they'll send a reminder every few days. But obviously, you want to have everybody join. You want to know how many people you're going to have in your league, so you can get the right amount of people that you want prior to setting that draft. So just keep that in mind. And now this is for head-to-head. Allow roster changes daily today. You can do daily tomorrow, daily weekly on Monday. It's pretty much up to you. And we'll do daily today. I believe that people should have the option to make moves if a game is going on today up until that game starts. So once that game starts, you can't drop that player who's playing. You need that player is going to be on your team, okay? And you should be able to make moves throughout that day, okay? Now start league scoring, and we're gonna do week 1. You can start it up into week 24, which I don't see why they would, but week 1 playoffs. So for this one, we're gonna do 8 teams. So we'll do 8 teams, and just kind of be mindful what you do. And then playoff tiebreaker, and we'll just do best regular season record versus, you can do best regular season record versus opponent, or you can do higher seed wins. Playoff reseeding. So pretty much this is pretty much like, say I'm the higher seed and I win, and then it's a lower, I'll end up getting the lower seed for the next round. So say we have team the number one team, and then we have the number two team. They both playing the number 6 seed and say the number 8 seed. Pretty much the higher seed will get the worst team, if that makes any sense. Which no, let's just do it. You're gonna get who you're gonna get. It's That's how it is. Lock eliminated teams. Yes, we will do that. Maximum player acquisitions per week. You can do 4, and that's what we normally do. No max, no acquisitions allowed, which I don't recommend, but you can do up to 25. I recommend putting something because you don't want people trying to manipulate the process by dropping and adding and doing all of that good stuff. And you can set divisions. You can set up to 4 divisions, but we're gonna do no. So we're gonna submit our changes. Boom, there you go. And also, I did say there was another location you can access the basic settings of the league, and right there, once you scroll all the way down, you'll see settings. So let's go into commissioner, because we'll go in here and we'll create some things. We'll set up some stuff for your league if you want, and have a unique URL for your league, which is pretty cool too as well. So here you can go down and do a few different things. League pick'em game if you want. You can edit league settings here, send invites, cancel invites, assign commissioner access. So that's if you want someone to be like a co-commish. So if you're not available, someone else is available to take care of things like approve trades, edit commissioner notes, publish league, convert to a private prize league. Yeah, email league. You can delete the league here. Okay. Ooh, don't do that. Now, roster and scoring. So you can go here and determine how your roster is set up. You can do your scoring settings and edit roster settings. So let's do scoring first. So we're going to keep it basic, but there's so many options you can select. Games played, game start, minutes played, field goals attempted, field goals made, free throws attempted, free throws made, 3-point shots. You can pick so many different things. 3-point shots made, attempted, points scored, offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds. And then you see with the points scored, it's 1 point for each point, which obviously it should be. You can do total rebounds if you want, assists, steals, block shots, turnovers, personal fouls, all of this stuff. So when there's a personal foul, you generally would give them a negative point, but we're not. So things like personal fouls, times fouled out, technical fouls, ejections, flagrant fouls, and turnovers. These are the categories when, if you do select them, you're going to want to give negative points for those. And you can change up the scoring format. So what we normally do is we'll do rebounding. We do rebounds separately instead of just total rebounds. So let's say we like to give more points for offensive rebounds opposed to a defensive rebound. So, and then like steals, we're going to pull that down a bit. And then let's save. So that's real simple and straightforward, but keep that in mind, guys, when you are doing things like the fouls, flagrant fouls, ejections, and things like that, it's negative points. So keep that in mind. All right, and now let's do the edit rosters. Let's just determine our roster. So what we're gonna do here, you can keep it standard Yahoo. I don't really like the standard, so we like to be real custom with ours. And we'll do 2 guards, and then we'll do 2 forwards. So we'll zero in. And then as you can see, you can start at the 5. And then we'll do the 2 forwards. We got 2 guards, 2 forwards. We're going to do 1 center, and then we'll do 1 utility. I like how it used to be center/forward. That was really good. And then injured reserve is important. So for our bench, we're going to do 5 bench slots. And then also you have injured list, IL. We'll do 2 of those. And then this new injured IL that Yahoo added during last season, you can put players who are just out for the season. And these are just out, or game time decisions, or out for a game, or, IL for fantasy basketball in Yahoo, you can only place a player who has the designation of IL. So if it's just a player that's out and you only have the injured list IL, you won't be able to put an out player there. But if you're gonna run your league, I highly recommend you adding 2 of the IL plus, because then if someone is just out, then you can place an out player in that IL plus slot. So I recommend having 2 of each, because things like COVID and injuries, a lot of injuries, let's be real. So many injuries. So this was a great move by Yahoo. I applaud them for that. A long time coming, long time coming. So I highly recommend adding the IL plus slot. It's going to help everyone in the league, including you, because as the commissioner, you may have that one week where, hell, you look and there's several players out, and you're able to make moves when you have the IL slot or the IL plus. And I do recommend, if you do one, you do the other. So say you only want to do one of each. So one IL and then one IL plus. Everyone in your league's going to be saying you the MVP. They're gonna call you the GOAT Commish if you put that IL plus slot. A lot of commissioners don't know about that, and it's really important. So now, schedule and playoffs. So there's no schedule for us to edit, because as you can see, we haven't even filled our league up yet. But if we had our league full, if you had to make some changes, you would. But recommend that you leave it and let Yahoo let Yahoo do their job. If you want to switch this over to keepers, you can. So you'll go in. Let's just click, and it'll give you information on keepers and salaries and all of that good stuff. So just know that that is an option, y'all. Let's go back in here. Okay, so let's go on back into draft and keepers. Tools to support your keeper league, which is really good. You can change the draft type. Again, I said change draft time, keeper play status, and finalize your list. Okay. Let's go into, I'll just want to click into the tools to support your keeper league, just so you can see it if you are considering that. And it'll just give you a bunch of information on it. So if you are considering doing a keeper league, make sure you do all of your research first before you create that keeper league, because you want it to be the best keeper league. So you have bragging rights, and everyone in the league loves you. And then here, manage other teams. Is this where you can go and lock teams? Okay, so that is, say, all right, this is the perfect example. So season is over and you have those teams who do not make the playoffs. So what you do is you will pretty much go in and what you would do is you would go in and lock those teams, so they won't be able to make any moves like trades, and the trade deadline should have come and passed, and then they won't be able to do other things like drop players, add players, because you want that for the teams who have made the playoffs. So keep that in mind. And then edit league dues. Like, say you want to put the amount, if it's a money league, you can do that here. And then free agent budget. This is if you have the FAB. So you'll go here and determine how much money you want each league manager to have. You can leave it at 100. You'll see that if it's somebody great out there in free agency, somebody will spend the whole $100 on them. I've seen it happen. So the free agent bucks is really good. I love it. We only use that in all our football leagues, and pretty much we're going to start using that exclusively in our basketball league. So you guys consider that too, right? To me, it's a more fair way of allowing everyone an opportunity at a player, whether it's a good team, bad team, mediocre team. You'll find that there are ways to manipulate the waiver process if you want to. So that's why we use this, and it's fun. It gives everybody an opportunity to kind of, use your mind, kind of figure out what you should bid on a player. It's fun. Transfer teams, like this is if I want to transfer a team to another individual. So say I'm a current owner of this team and I want to transfer my team to someone else. I can send them the invite by email. Okay. And then I want to remove teams. Let's go in here. So if I want to remove a team, like say I just want to remove a team because, like I'll give you an example. We had someone who joined twice by accident. So I just go in here, I can remove them, but it's not someone I want to remove and ban. I just wanted to remove them. So I just remove them. But if it's someone who's causing drama and it's an issue, they're just a pain and just doing things to kind of bring the morale of the league down and take away the competitiveness of the league, or they're disrespectful, remove and ban is an option. And if you have to use it, use it. I don't believe I've ever had to use that. But if someone is kind of taking away the competitive spirit of your league and bringing the league down, then you have to do what you have to do out here in these fantasy basketball streets, y'all. Yeah. Let me see. Let me just make sure I have gotten everything. I'll go to the draft part for you just really quickly, just to show you mock drafts, draft results, draft kit, draft analysis, and let's pre-draft rankings. Yes, that's what I wanted to go to. So yeah, the pre-draft rankings, it'll have the rankings, or you can come up with your own rankings and pick who. And you, what you'll do is you can move players over and then move them back and forth. So let's do it. Let's do one. So look, move Joker. I can hit X and move him out. Okay. If I want on my do not, I'll put him over there with the red. Obviously, I would love to have Harden on my preferred list. And now this is a good tool to use for someone who say they cannot make the draft. You want to have your players, your preferred players, because the computer is going to pick. Ain't nothing like the computer picking 8 centers for you. You're going to be mad as hell. So if it's someone in the league and say they can't make the draft, as a good commish, just say, hey, make sure it's on auto, which is going to auto pick if you don't after that first pick. Hey, just set your rankings, because I'm telling you, ain't nothing like having 7 centers on your team and it's like, okay, what I'm gonna do with all these centers? So set your pre-draft rankings, and the computer will pretty much go off of that list. Okay, and then make sure you save, because you want to save so you don't lose your rankings. Okay, and let me just show you what the whole mock draft looks like. Let's go on to the mocks. This is probably the most fun part of it, the mock draft. So you can join whichever league teams. You got 8 teams, 10 teams, 12 teams, 14 teams. So these are pretty much like leagues, just with the purposes of mock draft. So you have head to head type, and for the head to head, like say we want to start in like 15 minutes or 11 minutes, we can go down here and pick up to 14 teams. So say I want to be pick 14. I'll click join, and once that draft starts, it's going to take you to another screen. And let's just do one really quick. So you hit join. It'll take you to this screen, and you still have the option to leave the draft because it'll fill up, and in the mock draft will start in about 50 seconds, less than a minute. This one doesn't look like a lot of people is going to fill up. So anyways, I'm going to leave, and that's pretty much the draft portion of it. I would say do as many mock drafts as you can. Say this is your first time creating and hosting a league on the Yahoo platform. You want to be familiar with the draft portion of Yahoo's basketball platform as well, because you will get questions from people in your league. They may not know some things, and as the commissioner, they think you pretty much created the fantasy basketball platform. They're going to ask you questions, and you could be like, yeah, this is our first time using Yahoo. They're going to ask you so many questions. So familiarize yourself, especially with the draft platform, because that's going to be important the day of the draft. And also familiarize yourself with everything that you guys will utilize within your league, because your league's going to have questions, and they're going to expect you as the commissioner to be able to answer those questions. So ain't nothing like your league asking, hey, they ask you a question on your waiver process, and you're like, what'd you say? Come again? So yeah, familiarize yourself with every aspect of your league, using whatever platform you're using, specifically with Yahoo for the purposes of this tutorial, because you want to be on point and be able to assist your league as much as possible. Okay. So do your homework, do your research. All right, y'all. Check out a video I released earlier today on some players that I love and recommend drafting. Check that video out. And also hit that like button so you can see more videos like this. And subscribe for more of the Score Fantasy Basketball podcast. And then leave some comments and any questions you may have on the Yahoo platform for fantasy basketball. Leave some questions on some sleepers you're considering drafting. If you have questions on mock drafts, anything fantasy basketball, I will answer all of your questions. Okay. Y'all have a great evening. Peace.